My name is IC and I'm the founder of Storyworks, and I'm here to talk about something that bugs all of us, is why do people not change? How do we manage change? Yeah, people put everything into their work, so security, future, self-esteem, identity. So no, it's no wonder that when something changes in that environment, it's very unsettling. And that's when we push back. And the pushback comes through something I call anti-stories. What are anti-stories? Anti-stories are stories people have in their head as to why whatever you're saying will not work. Will not work, it's been tried before, we don't have enough time, we don't have enough money. And it's not because they are cynical, it's because they've had a previous experience, which is otherwise. And stories based on experiences of the past are going to be always more powerful than stories that you want to write about the future. Yeah. And these stories, if we don't address, causes the derailment of change. Anti-stories are to change and transformation what kryptonite is to Superman. And the unfortunate thing is, unaddressed anti-stories don't go away. They just walk away to the water cooler and they stay there. And the funny thing about anti-stories is that you can't address anti-stories with assertions or facts. Assertions are not credible, and facts often have the problem of belief perseverance. You can only fight an anti-story by replacing it with another story. And so instead of spewing data, logic, fact, and trying to push people to change your mind, my invitation to you is to paint the picture of the alternate universe that you know exists and let them pull it in. You may not change that person's mind in one go, but surely you'll be able to put a seed of doubt, put the foot through the door. And to do this, here's a little thing that you can use, and I call it the influence story structure. The influence story structure has 3 parts. First, you acknowledge the anti-story. Second, you share a story about the future or the alternate universe that you believe in. And third, you make your case. And what's important is the center has to be a story and not an opinion. Let me give you an example. In the work I do to teach leaders and organizations how to use stories to be more powerful in their communication, I'm sometimes told, I don't think it'll work in my business. And if I say, no, I can tell you it'll work, storytelling works everywhere. Or if I sort of show a lot of data, 20% of my clients are from IT, 14% from media, it doesn't cut ice. Because they look at this list and then they tell me, you know what, my industry is not on your list. And then even if that industry is on the list, they'll say, who are the companies in that industry? I say, we are different. We are not like those people. So that's never going to work. And so I use the influence story structure. I start by acknowledging the anti-story. I say, I can see that you feel that storytelling might not work in your organization. 4 years ago, I met Chetan Tolia. Chetan was the CHRO of Tata Power, and he had asked me to come and tell him about business storytelling. At the end of my pitch, he said, I'm not sure it'll work in my business. A longer conversation about the challenges his leaders face in communication, he decided to do a pilot. And the pilot was so successful that over the next 3 years, we have trained more than 100 people in Tata Power. And Tata Power is not alone. After about 50 workshops across 30 companies in 9 sectors, I can vouch for the fact that the power of storytelling is agnostic to industries. You should try it out. That perhaps will have a better way than if I had tried to push him to change his mind. And that's what I call an influence story structure. So my invitation to all of you here is, as you go back into your jobs and your teams and you're trying to make a change, find out what are the anti-stories people have in their head and can replace them with a much better story. Thank you.